as Mack fixes his hair. Yo, what's up, y'all? We are back with another episode of My Ninja Gaming.
Yes, sir.
And we are actually doing a live All Things Final. We are without Curtis, the Snack Russell, today. He had to work today. So we're just going to go ahead and wing it because that's what we do.
Best.
Oh, we came to you guys with some details on the live letter that discussed everything with ShadowBringers, everything new coming up, such as Rothgar, Vieira, Gunbreaker, and a smorgasbord of other things. How'd you want to pop this off, man? Because we got introduced to a lot with this live letter.
Let's start off with them possibly needing a new sound tech.
But
Because, shout out to the homie D-Light, man, Tony. He actually posted in the Discord that they had a job offer up for a new sound AV tech, and I was like, oh no. But to that dude's credit, he had us without sound for like an hour straight.
an hour.
He might have, he probably was fired anyway, but he might have been alright had he not tried to start that damn job video up. Because let's be honest, Yoshi P speak Japanese anyway, so we don't know what the fuck he talking about unless we reading shit, right? So he might have been able to get away with that part. But when you put the job action video, the part that we all give a damn about up there, and it was just... that's all niggas heard. We was just like, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. They hurry up and they cut that shit off, and Yoshi P probably went back there and was like, you had one job.
One.
I just said to make sure the job action video came up with sound. You couldn't even do that. So I might apply.
I'm thinking about applying. Well, you have to pick up Japanese, man.
Yoshi P speak a little English.
Not enough, though.
I can speak to him in Gabi talk.
Your speaker gonna get tired of your black
Look,
ass.
man, I can trade them tongue flaps for the busy deals and genuine shine. Okay, we can do this. We can mind teach. Okay, but nah, man, that was that. So that part was that was heinous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then a little bit about the live letter. Fates are becoming more of a thing to do.
Yeah.
It still ain't something you gotta do by any means, but if you choose to do it, there are rewards in it now. And I think it's for little stuff for every zone. It's not like a bunch of the same shit.
Right.
So I think that is real dope.
I think that's a smart move because Fates kind of became obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it was still things like running them to do things for your primal weapon or whatever weapon you had at the time. But it's other than that, it's level grinding.
It's kind of like level grinding, and which honestly ain't no better than side questing,
No.
right? So it's some Fates what we're doing, and you always get little stuff here and there. You might get an achievement even.
Right.
But now that you get, I'm really glad. I think I saw a couple of maps. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know or been hiding under a rock, the maps you get are basically what boosts your speed.
Right.
In the certain areas, and I think we really need that for the Eorzean area because it's a lot of them, and they're really annoying to get through when you're not going fast. You're trying to get to that S rank hunt that everybody probably beating the fuck out of anyway, despite the fact they just let you know it was up. By the time you get to the area, dead. Mm-hmm. D-E-D. Dead. Alright, what else we had, man? We had a lot going on. So, Roll Quest. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Kine, man. She actually pointed something out to me. I knew about them, but she didn't. She told me that apparently we don't have those, and we don't have the stories anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So the way it works now is, remember that part that was going about how you needed to do at least one Roll Quest for I might have this confused. I might not even be right about this, but it's you need to do at least one to advance the main scenario.
Really?
I think that might be something about it off. I think I got that wrong because I don't see why the stories would be gone.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? So I might have that wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and check my fact. I might have to fact check that one. But something she said something will be gone, and I can't remember detail wise what it was. But I gotta go back and look at that. But something about we was gonna lose something. I'm not sure what it was. But speaking of which, the road quest I think is actually kind of a cool thing too, because what you're basically doing is you're restepping the steps of the heroes of the first. So I guess the first warriors of light or darkness, however, whatever have you. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing to do. I really hope it's something that, we can go back and kind of retrace all the steps with all the jobs, because that's something I'll put some time into.
One thing that worries me, are they going to make that something necessary in order to advance in your job role? You feel me? Because I feel like a lot of those quests are gonna give you certain hints of how to actually play your job for these motherfuckers who really don't know how to play their motherfucking jobs.
Right.
Because I think that's also a good thing about it. So I don't know. It makes me excited because they're adding things and implementing things that actually keep you interacted within the game. Because
I'm trying to pull up the chat here so we can make sure ain't nobody commenting on that.
these are facts. So what job were you most excited about? That's just without mentioning the video. What were you most?
Gunbreaker and machinist.
Okay,
But if I had to choose between the two machinists, like right off the bat, like it wouldn't even nothing to talk about. Like I already knew everything was gonna be alright, and there was gonna be something to see on every other job. But I was like, machinist is getting a complete overhaul.
Right.
I was like, I need to see what this is about.
everything that they changed about every single class inside the game, we all now have ultimates.
Yeah.
Each job don't matter. Like, it's crazy. I think that helps diversify the jobs too, so we're not all doing the same fucking shit. It feels like,
or at least feeling like feeling somewhat identical. Like the whole basically the roles. Like if you are playing a paladin, or I mean they've always been, they've always kind of had their differences, right?
Right?
You could obviously tell what the hell the paladin was from the warrior just by weapon alone, because obviously warriors can't use swords,
Right.
So you could always tell from that standpoint. You always knew that the paladins were the white knight persona. They always had the cures and all the white magic going on. Warriors are berserkers, but I feel like with the ultimates and the way they kind of set up all the job abilities, now there's some real identity. Everything actually really plays. Like all the skills we've seen from them differentiate the two. Like if I want to just be this raging badass warrior,
Right.
If I want to be this holy Captain Save a Whole guy with this shield in my hand, paladin. If I want to be this edgy emo gothic dude who grew up with no friends and was still cool, I'll be a dark knight.
And his father abuses him. They got dark.
Maybe Frey abuses him. Frey's inside of him, right? So maybe anyway. So there was that.
And we got a lot of changes to the game in general. One of the major changes is there's no more TP gauge.
Yeah.
No more TP gauge. No more resistance. Things like blunt, piercing, slashing. Those are gone. MP, you no longer have a large MP pool. Well, it's large still, but it's still the same base now.
Yeah.
Everybody has a base of 10,000 MP. How do you feel about those changes? You think they're for the good? Which ones?
Ultimately, yeah. Like the jobs. I mean, what killed a lot of MP back then? Flare. And from the look of it, Flare. I don't know if Flare still do that, because that Black Mage was spamming them bitches. I mean, I saw a triple cast and I saw triple Flare, so I don't think that takes away MP. But I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure how it would affect most jobs. I think it'll be much of the same. They probably just reduce the amount of MP it takes to use on certain skills. But for the most part, not having TP, I feel like not having TP, and mark my words on this, I'm calling it now, I feel like not having TP will have a bigger impact, or bigger surprising impact on the play styles of, especially like the cats that relied on them, more so than any other, like most of any other skills that, like, things that we got, because a lot of those skills that use TP turned into OGCDs.
Right.
And so it's like, and then some of them are going to be charges. So it's like you really got to see what's what at this point. You got to see, that's going to change the play style of a lot of jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like Dragoon was TP hungry. Samurai with the AO, when he was spamming AoEs, was TP hungry.
That's
so now we got to see, like, okay, Samurai's going to still spam AoEs. It's going to make it a lot less like, you ain't got to worry about it anymore, pretty much. You can just keep going with it. But at the same time, you got to wonder, if Yoshi P set this up to where the players are skill battle, or just skill-wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's finna be a lot of debates and a lot of fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now we finna get back to the whole who's the better job, user at this point, because it's based off of skill. And that's, to a lot of characters in the game, that's kind of intimidating.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We finna jump into a whole new expansion with a whole different play style to each class. I mean, granted, the centerfold, the core of them are still there.
Right.
But as far as the way they work, the way they play, it's totally different. You know, Yoshi P pretty much called everybody's bluff that was trying to get all this DPS out with their paladin. Now he's like, hey, have at it. Tanking is just a button now. You know what I'm saying? But you better be able to know what you're doing at this point. Now you got to use your cooldowns. Now you got to, you got to be the man out there.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to get exposed. I'm happy to see that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, so it's funny that you bring up tanks because no more stance dancing, which is fucking great because you'll get into a party or a raid and 8 people and you see a warrior just going ham on the boss and you look over and the warrior slumped over. As a healer, that fucks me up because I'm just like, yo, if you were just in tank stance, you would have been able to take them hits. You would have had the HP pool to take those hits.
Inner beast to, get some of that back equilibrium.
But your dumb ass had to get your DPS
out. To really get your DPS out. I didn't want to look at the healer funny when it happened.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't heal me. Well, you got a blue placard. You talk all that shit about the warrior being OP. You got home game. You use none of these things. You was too busy. Fail cleave. That shit don't give you no health back
at all.
If only you put as much time and effort into staying alive as you did fail cleave, and you might have actually still be alive, motherfucker. So you can't really get mad. But at least with warriors, at least you most of them cats that do that though are pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You can't really be a whack ass warrior doing that. The paladins are the ones that fucking kill me. The paladins be out this motherfucking
sword
phone. Really out here trying to do some DPS. I'm like, who is you out DPSing?
Himself?
Who is you out here who is you trying to impress?
He is in competition with himself.
You are the only tank out here, sir, and you can't out DPS the other 2 on your best day. So what is the point? I mean, you got your Goring blade out there a little quicker. Oh, well, I ain't get it to clip this time. Okay. Right, that's what this all about. I'll never forget, man. Me and Cajun was in a boss fight. We was in not a boss fight, but a dungeon. We was in what's the one with the fucking where you fight Rawgar at the end of it? Temple of the Fist or some shit. I think that's what it is. And man, this goddamn paladin was in sword off the whole time. He had the audacity to tell me and Cajun DPS to not DPS as much because he didn't want to go into his stance. He didn't want to go into shield off. He's like, so I need to go into my shield off so I can not put out as much DPS. I'm like, first of all, you ain't finna out DPS to DPS.
Nope.
Let's get that fixed up right now. Okay? Because in order for you, if you gotta go in DPS, that means we ain't doing our jobs.
Right.
I got a samurai, he got a bard. Those were our main jobs at the time. So first of all, get your ass back in your stance.
And truth be told, contrary to popular belief, if you're actually out DPS in a DPS, wouldn't you be able to keep hate with just pure DPS without immunity?
But even then, you got to worry about the healer because the healer get aggro from healing. So, and he gonna out heal you, bro. He gonna out heal you. We gonna out deal you. So, what are you trying to prove here? You have no. So, I feel like I'm loving that because Yoshi called the bluff. He was like, all right, all y'all out here thinking y'all the man. Tell you what, now you can use all your skills, whether you in tank stance or you not in tank stance. Now it's skill based.
Right.
I bet you motherfuckers shit they pants. I bet you they just shit up their back.
And for people to know, I want people to go out and watch this live letter. If you play 14 or if you actually want to get into an MMO, I want you to go out and watch this live letter because it's going to give you detail on these jobs. We're not going to get deep into the details, but we're going to scratch surface level, right? I want to start with
who we fooling. We going to get into this shit. Who we fooling.
I want to start with the new races. We have Viera and Rawgar. Viera is Bunny.
Yes.
Female only race, by the way. And then Rawgar is Ronzo or Kimari from Final Fantasy X.
So we actually got a chance to jump on the PC and make some because they got a little benchmark on the PC where you can make a Rawgar or Viera. The Viera was impressive as expected. You know what I'm saying? I say the only real complaint with the Viera I kind of wish they had some more skin tones.
Right.
Other than that, and honestly, that's not even a complaint from me. That's more of just something that would have been all right. But who's to say that that's the final build? Right. They might add some more. Now, I'm not going to lie. Rawgar, I'm still going to be one. But compared to Viera, it was a little underwhelming.
Right.
I will say this. The fur and the fact that you can, print the fur. You got two colors of the fur is dope. But not having hairstyles is kind of lame. They got more faces. They got 4 more faces, but honestly, it's still 4 faces but it's just you get two different faces because they got two different hairstyles.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, you get to check out the color, the length of your fangs. They got a lot of skin tone options. So I can't remember which. I think the Lost is the one that's got the more brownish, reddish tones, and the one that Yoshi P used to make that generic ass Kamari. They have the more monotone colors. They have the whites, the blacks, the grays, things like that. Vieira got a tranny voice, by the way.
Dude, don't even get me started on Vieira's tranny voice. That motherfucker deep.
Vieira got a tranny voice, bruh. I ain't judging. Honestly, I'm cool with it. I ain't gonna pick it, but I'm cool with it because it's people that play the game that might be one, and they might appreciate that. So honestly, I think that was a good move, like on their part. But like other than that, they got some nice voices. Like Vieira was just damn.
Yeah,
Vieira was just sexy. Like you could literally make that as like it was nice. Not even going front. Rothgard, I'm not saying Rothgard was bad, but it's just compared to Vieira, Vieira had the better options, quality of life options. Rothgard, you can still definitely make it happen. I would definitely take that over Rogadon, but you just got to get a tad bit more creative unless you already kind of knew what you was going to do. I'm not going to lie. I started off trying to make kind of a scar-colored Rothgard, but that red, that deep reddish that Scar wasn't there. So I was just like, shit. So I just went to feeling around with it. I think I kind of ended up making a reverse Kamari, because you know how Kamari's skin is blue. His skin was white, and then he just had like a blue mane and stuff like. So I kind of reversed the situation. But it was, I like the way it looked, and that's probably what I'm gonna roll with on the look wise.
Yeah, you also made Blanca.
I did make Blanca, and they got Blanca's voiceover in the goddamn game, so that was crazy. But overall, I still think they're pretty good. As far as what you can do with them, I still think they're pretty good. Y'all go ahead, if you ain't already did it, go and buy you some Fantasias right now.
Yep. Because
within the next month, maybe 3 or 4 days, they're gonna shut down the Mog Station, and ain't nobody gonna be able to get on there until the expansion open back up, and even then, it's gonna probably break because people gonna be on there trying to buy Fantasias because they waited too long. So I've already bought like 3, just in case I don't like Rothgar, or I wanted to redo the one I made, or I just decide to overall go to something else other than Vieira. I'm trying to stay away from Vieira because I know that's going to be 90% of the population.
Yeah, that's going to be the heaviest.
So I'm trying to stay away from that. But overall, yeah, man, they are legit. I might end up going back to try some more builds just for the look. But yeah, I think they did pretty good overall. You know what I'm saying?
With the roles changing up a little bit, you have tank stance being obsolete. You have TP gauge going away for DPS. For healers, we didn't get much except for MP gauge getting smaller, but spells being revamped, right? So with all the classes, which one do you think in each role? Which one do you think is going to be the most popular one? Starting with tank.
Dark Knight.
And why is that?
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight now has a shadow clone.
Dark Knight is officially the first poster job of an expansion that didn't get shafted. It's officially the first job who actually stood alongside the hype, and this couldn't the way these jobs set up, bro. Nothing short of amazing. The Dark Knight couldn't be. He had to come with it. Because, man, that ninja would have easily stole the show if it wasn't for the Dark Knight. Right. You know what I'm saying? Dark Knight, the AoE from Unmen, I don't know if anybody noticed, but the tanks, all the jobs have a form of AoE now. Dark Knights was Unmen, and then there was a big blast of darkness that came up from the ground. That's his AoE. So I thought that was pretty dope, the fact that we all got AoEs. Dark Knight definitely though. After that, I would say Gunbreaker just because it's new. Right. I don't think Gunbreaker is going to be the most tried job right out the back because it's kind of got a couple of things going against it. Unless you're like me and you was waiting on it. Number one is level 60. So nobody's really trying to go back to level 60 and do that. And then it's a tank. Yeah. Regardless of what people say, tanks are still kind of the most intimidating race to play or job to play, even against healers. Because even though you could get somebody killed if you don't heal them. Tanks gotta hold hate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people like to overthink and kind of psych themselves out. Not saying that healing is easier. I'm just saying healing can be hard. It can definitely be more challenging. But tanking is for some reason tanking just grabs people by the nuts and just runs.
You got to know rotation.
Yeah, like,
and you got to know tank swaps.
Especially now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to be as easy now. Now you got to actually know what's going on. You got to know the skills, shit like that. So now it's even more. Whereas with healers actually got a bit of a break.
Right.
Because healers actually got buffs they got shields, they got all kinds of crazy shit. We saw wings. We saw phoenixes. We saw Bahamut fairies or seraph. Astrologian can apparently heal from the fucking solar system that the dragoon jumps from. So there is, like Astro. Oh God, can we talk about Astro as far as healers go? Jesus Christ,
probably gonna be top played healer.
Like Astro was probably the most exciting healer. White Mage just had a bunch of Red Bull and apparently grew wings.
Yeah, it's so accurate though.
And Scholar was Scholar.
Yeah, we got another fairy, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong, man. These healers are looking strong. They are nothing looked weak about any of them. They all look strong. Red Mage out here got the Red Bull, cuz he blood and crib. That motherfucker got red and blue lilies, cuz.
What up, cuz?
And then he got red lilies and just he put them together and did the Tukey. He grew wings. Man, he the man right now. So. There's that, man. But let's see. Astro got the solar system. White Mage got Phoenix, or Summoner got the Phoenix.
Okay.
The Scholar got Seraph. Out of the healers, I think Astrologian is the one people are kind of like, yep, that's it.
Okay, so out of caster, Red Mage or Black Mage?
Just on the looks, as far as what could be done, Red Mage. Black Mage didn't change a whole lot. They just added what was cool about it. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, every class was nice. But if you just had to sit up and look at what was happening, you would probably think the Red Mage looked at the more interesting one. Because we all know what Black Mage is. That's Nuke City. You know what I'm saying? They did exactly what they've been doing. They nuked the motherfucker.
Right.
But Red Mage showed off a lot of like AoE arrow. It started off with AoE arrow and what looked to be AoE impact. And then AoE thundered and then AoE impact again. So like it shows right off the back, okay, it's got some AoE. And then, it's got a few melee skills when it went in and did some other stuff, and then it looked to have something else that it's another skill that happens after Ver Holy and Ver Flare. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe Ver Foul. It kind of looked like it had that color to it, but the fact that he's been added to is really nice. So they need to do something about them boots, though. Most definitely. Look, them high riders need to go. All right, people gonna definitely put on them old school Red Mage boots that we got in Stormblood, man, because I don't know about them high riders.
All right, so we're gonna go down the list of every job. We're gonna say one unique thing we saw from the job actions, and we'll just touch on the job because there's fucking too many jobs for us to do a deep dive.
We'll be here all damn day.
We will start with our magical range DPS, Black Mage. Actually, you just spoke on that, so we'll actually skip Black Mage, Summoner, and Red Mage because we just spoke on that. Machinist. We'll start with Machinist. Machinist, we saw some new attacks. We saw a whole Gundam that your Machinist can bring out.
Machinist came through and said this motherfucking high noon. That's what Machinist did. Machinist got Bob on deck. Machinist got all, like, somebody clearly plays Overwatch in the Final Fantasy dev team because he got a lot of shit from Overwatch, man. You know what I'm saying? Apparently he cool with Ash because Ash let him borrow Bob. So there was that. Then he got a cannon drill. Like, that was dope. He got a crossbow that fired arrows. That looked like an AoE. Which that might be part of his AoE. Flamethrower. Bio cannon. We didn't have flamethrower, but the bio blaster was something new. I'm wondering if that's their way of kind of trying to keep him along. I mean, even though they're supposed to be different classes, I wonder if that was kind of their way of going, all right, since Bar got the AoE poison shot, caustic bite, let's give Machinist the cannon, the bio blaster, to kind of give him a DOT as well. I think that would be cool if that was the case. I don't really see a reason to have it other than that. So it's got to be a DOT, AoE DOT spreader or something.
Yeah, to help procs. Yeah, somewhere around the line.
And I'm guessing if you proc something, it probably allows them to do some other stuff. So I think that's pretty good. But the main thing from Machinist I saw, of course, was Bob and the battery gauge, and the fact that Flamethrower did not overheat his gauge.
Nope. So they probably found a way. Well, I say a way, but probably some type of ability used for cooling, something to make sure that doesn't happen. We will touch on Bard. Bard looks like it got a new AoE attack, and of course their final ability looks like a fucking shotgun shot.
They got a whole new soul. I think they said it was called a soul gauge.
Yeah,
and it looks like every 25 points you can blast that arrow. You know what I'm saying? So Bard may remain largely unchanged, which it should be. Bard is at its best. I don't think, like I said before we even saw all this, man, I think all the jobs were at their best, barring machinist. I figured Monk would get some love, and Black Mage got some subtle, got some good add-ons and stuff like that. But everybody else was solid. You know, nobody. I was like, they could only add to him at this point, and maybe get rid of some things.
All right, so we're gonna go to Samurai. What new changes did you see from Samurai?
Double fucking Midori.
Facts.
Double fucking Midori. Like, I don't know how. I went back and I done watched this video 76 times. It's gonna be 77 after this job over with. But I'm still trying to figure out how he was able to pull off a double Midori. And he apparently has something like Kaiten where he can just automatically get sent. It's almost like his version of Infuriate with the Warrior, where the Warrior gets 50 gauge automatically. So I'm curious to see what that's gonna be like. Samurai looks more like a berserker this time around than he does anything. He doesn't look as disciplined as a samurai this time around.
We will go to Ninja next.
That whole fucking thing was crazy. Ninja was... So, I don't know if they just made Katon look different, or if that's something different, but Katon, if it is Katon, it's got a different, like, animation to it. He threw a lot of 10-10 stars, and that apparently was a gap closer. But most importantly, shadow clone jutsu. Come on, man. He's got shadow clones. But it looks like it only works on his weapon skills. It doesn't look like it works on skills like Baba Kakra or anything like that. So it almost kind of looks like it's like it's almost like a duality for the weapon skills. Like something like that.
We will touch on Dragoon. Besides their fucking jump from the moon that they do.
Pretty much it.
That's it.
They got animation lock. I mean, they got faster jumps to avoid the animation lock,
which is fucking amazing. Because animation lock on Dragoon is a fucking thing. Hurt.
And so if you at this point, if you're dying with Dragoon without animation lock, what you got to say? I mean, you shouldn't have been dying at this point. If you were playing long enough, you should have died anyway. But speaking of which, I just got my Nexus weapon with the Dragoon too. Look, those are beautiful weapons. But yeah, so there's that, and I mean, you really can't avoid final chorus. He went up in the sky and came back down from Jupiter on y'all boys.
And landed right on your head.
On your head. I'm surprised he didn't break the damn striking dummy.
Bruh.
He had
the earth.
He had a few extra skills. It looks like full thrust. Or not full thrust, true thrust.
Right.
Looks like it's no longer there. Looks like it got replaced with some sort of other move. It's like a two-piece move, two-part move, whatever. We also do not have impulse drive. I didn't see heavy thrust either. So that tells me right off the bat, Dragoon probably got a nice buff in damage overall.
Had to, because they also dropped, since we no longer have piercing, they dropped fucking disembowel.
Yeah.
So disembowel is probably going to give you an attack buff over a piercing resistance down or a piercing whatever it was.
That, or it just got buffed and they just took away what it could have.
Yeah.
So
moving on to Monk.
Hadouken, bruh. Grease Lightning 4 in Fist of Wind. He's got a meditation stack. He's got a lot of different kicks. He's got
finally. I love fucking kicks on Monk.
He's got a lot of kicks. It looks like the Hadouken wasn't. I'm not sure if that's I think it might be an AoE, because it would be real cool to have an AoE Forbidden Chakra and then have the single target Forbidden Chakra. So, you know what I'm saying? So you can have that choice depending on the fight of whether or not you need to AoE or if you need to use regular Forbidden Chakra. So I think that's really good. Hopefully Fist of Wind is more useful. It's useful for more than just simply going into Grease Lightning 4. Right. Hopefully it actually helps keep up things with the speed, and I'm hoping that I'm just hoping everything's useful. I didn't see a Fist of Earth.
No, I think they might. No, yeah. They said it's still in the game. I read something that said it's still in the game.
I didn't, because I didn't see it, and I was like, I mean, honestly, it was other than being hit to reset your Grease Lightning stacks. It ain't no real use, So
that's only if you like soloing too. So shit ain't gonna hit you unless you.
Also, I like the trend that Monk doesn't look like they have weapons. They don't have. It looks like they're using gauntlets again. It's a good change up from the murder weapons in Heaven's Ward.
Yeah, everything had fucking spikes and points and shit.
Blades on it and shit.
Yeah, what the hell is this? We talked about Usher, won't touch it. We actually touched on all the healers for the most part. Mm-hmm. So, with everything going on with Final Fantasy, what do you think? What do you expect out of this expansion?
This one is shaping up. At this point, I want to see what the story's like. Mm-hmm. This is the first expansion that's got me full blown interested in just more than Samurai and Red Mage or just the jobs or I was always interested in the areas and stuff like that because it's always something different. But something about ShadowBringers is dark. Right. All right, not just because we're warriors of darkness, but the story itself is also very dark. Mm-hmm. It seems it's got a darker tone to it. Mm-hmm. I feel like this time we're going to be tested in a lot of moral ways, because being warriors of darkness, nobody truly knows what's good and what's evil in this game at this point. Because
just in general, shit.
Yeah, as warriors of light, we've come to do so many things, from taking down fucking Bahamut to picking up Marlboro dung. To what I'm saying, like, which I feel like is some evil shit in itself to make us do. But like we came so far from doing things like that, stopping Primal, stopping Asians, just all kinds of stuff that you would expect the hero to do, only to overdo it.
Right.
Like we literally overdid it, and we did it so much and did it so well that we fucked up history in the back. Well, you know what I'm saying? So now we gotta turn around. And I feel like now we got to basically go back and do that shit again, but on a darker tone. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this time around, it's going to be a lot of I expect it to be kind of heart-wrenching.
Yeah, like a lot of death.
I expect a lot of death this time around. I expect a lot of things to happen that nobody sees coming. Mm-hmm. We got a lot to look forward to. The lands are beautiful. That Red Mage land. It was a valley or something. I didn't see much water, but it still looked. The only thing I didn't like is a lot of desert looking areas. But this is also the first, so a lot of stuff here might not be developed.
Yeah, it's gonna be super rural.
Yeah, the chocobos are even different.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't think they're going to
they're not gonna be called chocobos. They're gonna be like the ancestors of chocobos. Yeah. I don't know what name they're gonna go with, but you can you tell like the facial like structure it was off, but it looked dope. I really like it.
Like something they definitely look a little bit more prehistoric. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think because I don't think they're going to switch our chocobos up that we currently have.
Nah,
I think all they're going to do is just give us the older version of the chocobo because I wonder how many mounts we're going to get. Mm-hmm. Just going through the story because in Heaven's Ward we got what did we get in Heaven's Ward? We got Midgard's armor. We got the black chocobo.
Did we get? Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we got the black flying chocobo. We got the mana cutter. Mm-hmm. So those are just from the regular story alone. Stormblood, we just got the owl, or that giant bird.
And we got the hand. Well, that was something that you would get.
Yeah, that's something you could get. You could possibly get.
I forget. Oh, and we got the fucking crotch rocket.
We got Falcon. Yeah, that was if you was playing, though. If you've been playing a long time.
Really?
I'm talking about from just, pure story.
I thought you got the crotch rocket out of the story. No?
Nah, the crotch rocket, if you had been playing for a certain amount of time already, which most people were eligible for, it just took a while. I'm not sure why. I don't know why it took them a while to give us a goddamn crotch rocket. It's not even that, wasn't even that fucking impressive.
At all.
But at least it could fly, right? Mm-hmm. So, I think we just got the owl from, or I keep calling it a damn owl, the big ass bird from Stormblood. So with this one, it looks like we're obviously going to get whatever that chocobo thing is.
Ancestor.
Yeah. The benchmark had a lot going on. I really hope all of that activity that we seen in that city, I hope all those people
are there. Yeah.
I hope all that's going on there. I hope it's a really, really active looking place, which I expect it to be because just looking back at all the lands and stuff, it doesn't look like it's as safe to be out there as it is,
Kugane is actually pretty busy if you pay attention to it. That's what
a whole lot going on.
Nigga, a whole lot. People dancing in the street, just like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah, like those cats are just dressed up and they chilling. These cats. But the thing about this, what makes this a little bit different is that you can tell the tone is a little bit more aggressive because all these cats were dressed. Most of them cats were dressed to go to war.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Most of them cats was sharpening swords, and they had on armor. And while it's in Kugane, didn't nobody have swords and shit like that other than the Seki Sugume. So I thought that was pretty dope as far as like feeling the undertone of it. And then you go outside the city, and I swear to God, it was like 2 or 3 S ranks they were fighting. It was just a whole crowd of folks just fighting a bunch of motherfuckers. And it's crazy because that one S rank that summoned the goddamn waterfall from the perfect storm, that shit was big enough to sink anybody's Titanic. You know what I'm saying? So it was just that the benchmark was nice. The dancers LB3 was sweet.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing like everything. But y'all see my man's the Gunbreaker out there was, you know, y'all was having y'all team composition out there fighting that one dude on the other side. My Gunbreaker's over there one hiding a homeboy by himself.
By himself.
Going to work on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying?
EARF. Earth.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to point that out. I ain't trying to start nothing. You know, I understand. You know, he was putting in work on his own. So, but nah, man. Ultimately, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be real good, real dark. Not too dark, just darker than what we've been witnessing.
Right.
So,
with all the great things happening with Storm's Blood, which is coming out. What is that? July 3rd. July 2nd, I'm sorry. Early access is June 25th, starts June 25th. Make sure you guys pre-order this game. And if you've never played a Final Fantasy 14 or MMO before, this is a great way to start.
Good time.
Join you a great freaking server, join you a great free company that's going to help you throughout all the great content.
Yeah.
Because Final Fantasy is a growing community and it's only getting freaking bigger. Like when we tried to log in the other day right after the fucking live letter.
Everybody's pumped, man. Everybody saw what was happening. I was like, shit.
I was 1,500 in line.
You was 1,500 in line.
Yes, 1,000. I was behind 1,000 people in my queue. That's how it was.
I mean, they're at 16 million players, man.
Yeah,
16 million players. Like they're getting up there, and like I can't. I don't know. I say we good for still for maybe another 4 or 5 years with this game.
Oh yeah, easily.
I think
probably longer than that.
I think 11 had 5, 6 expansions.
8.
Shit. That's a 16-year span. What the fuck?
The game had 6 expansions before this game started to kind of like die out. Then it had 2 ending expansions, which kind of wrapped up the story of 11.
Okay.
So it had a lot going on.
That's one thing I got to complain. If I got to complain about 14, they don't never seem to finish shit.
Ever.
They just find an alternative way to beat the enemy, but they never officially finish it. So it's crazy. Like I'm pretty sure Bahamut is still flying around. Like, so I wonder when these motherfuckers gonna get back to me. Like, I don't know. But yeah, man, it's definitely, I say it's a better time now than any to join because everything is changing. It's a lot of things that are changing for the game, the mechanics, the jobs are changing. So this is one of the best times, if not the best time currently, to kind of get your feet wet, kind of get started. You ain't got to start now, but it wouldn't hurt because for the most part, depending on what you're playing, nothing remains unchanged entirely. So there's our take right there.
All right, to wrap everything up, we're gonna do the job that you're worth least likely to play, and the job that you're most likely to play. We already know your Gunbreaker, but which one were you most impressed about, and which one actually was like, what the fuck is that?
I was most impressed. Like I said, I was most impressed about Machinist. Okay. Because the overall, I know Cat's gonna try to jump on the bandwagon, but honestly, I could be wrong because I jumped into the Facebook group on for Stormblood or Shadowbringers or whatever, and not very many people most people are kind of just sticking with what they already working with, which just justifies the fact that no class looked bad. Right. You know what I'm saying? Every class has something about it that was just like, man, look, I was going to go play this, but I might have to fuck with my own class first. You know, so I might have to fuck with my own job. As far as like what I wasn't super impressed with, man, hard to say because it wouldn't.
Everything had something good about it.
Yeah, I guess if I just had to say something that was like, that didn't have me as hyped, but like in a good way because nothing was bad. But I would have to say maybe Bard. Yeah. Just because Bard, like I said, Bard, Black Mage, them two, They remain largely unchanged. They got a few new skills, but for the most part, they're already in a great spot.
Yeah.
So they didn't need too much, and I wasn't expecting too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They got exactly what they needed.
Most definitely. This is going to be a question I'm going to ask you. I don't want you to answer it until the next episode of All Things Final. Where the fuck is Blue Mage? We got no news on Blue Mage. Nothing. I understand the job just came out. But where the fuck is Blue Mage?
I mean, it's been out now for months. Yeah. But Blue Mage, I mean...
Hey, don't answer it. We're going to do some research and figure out what the fuck's going on.
I mean,
I'm going to email Square Enix. Yoshi P is on my speed dial. I'm going to call that nigga.
Speed dial.
Speed dial.
I didn't know they had speed dial on iPhones.
Japanese, man.
This shit jailbroke.
But this is your boy E-Stop of My Ninja Gaming. And this is...
Your boy, Sir Mackleton, Fauntleroy the Third. Esquire, man.
And we out, y'all.